Hey guys, welcome back to TrinSpace, and today I am here to attempt to make an ollie tutorial. I don't really do skate tutorials because I feel like I'm not really that good to do them yet, but a lot of you request that and ask me a lot of questions about ollies. So yeah, I'm gonna try my best to explain how to do it. There's really not much to it. It's kind of just like you see the steps and you practice until you get better at them. So it might seem very like straightforward, like you put your foot here and pop, like that's kind of what it is. But with practice, that's where you start to develop a better ollie. It's not as technical as other tricks can be, I feel like. It's really important for you as a beginner skater to have a good ollie because it's kind of the foundation to every trick you're gonna learn after that. If you didn't notice, most tricks require you to pop your board and to do some other motion with the front foot or like whatever foot you're flicking with or dragging with. So if you don't have a good ollie, it will make learning tricks a little harder than it needs to be. That's what happened to me. I got an ollie, it was good, it was considered an ollie, but it just wasn't as good as it probably should have been, and I didn't work on them as consistently as I should have. So I kind of lost a lot of progress, and I should be able to get on ledges now, but I really can't because I didn't work on my ollies and develop that trick early on in the stage of skating. So ollies are very important. Work on them throughout your entire skate career, skate journey, and don't neglect them. If this sounds rushed, also it's because I'm trying to beat the rain. This video should have been done about 2 weeks ago, but every time I film, it rains. So I'm gonna try my best to get this done and ignore all the cars and stuff. So if it seems like a weird video right now, it's because it is. All right, I'm trying. So yeah, let's go ahead and break down the ollie as best as I can. Again, I'm not a pro skater. My ollie isn't the best ollie, but I do have an ollie. And a lot of you ask me questions, so I'm gonna just answer what you guys ask. So I'm gonna go over the foot positions. I'm gonna use my hands. These are feet, okay? Yeah. I'm a goofy skater, so I skate with my left foot in the back and my right foot in the front. Tail, nose. That's how I skate. If you're regular, it's gonna be the opposite way, but you can still follow the same step. So it took me a really long time to figure out like a good foot position that worked for me, and everyone would always say move your foot down, but as a beginner, you kind of keep your feet towards the bolts because it just feels more secure. And I feel like as you get more comfortable on your board, you'll start to move your foot a little more down. When you're ollieing, you shouldn't have your front foot down here this far. It should only really be kind of like in this area right here, honestly, and that's what I personally think. And I can show you what happens if you have your foot too far down or too far up. My front foot is kind of like right here, not too far away from the bolts, but not too close, like this. Back foot is going to be kind of like this. A lot of people like to hang their back foots off of the tail, and if that works for you, then go for it. But for me, it personally throws me off balance, and I'm able to still do my ollies with my foot a little bit more on the tail. So this is how my feet are kind of positioned. Sometimes my front foot is a little angled, but it doesn't necessarily have to be because that's kind of going to make you accidentally do a kickflip. But this is how my feet are usually positioned, like this. One thing I will say is whenever you're popping with your back foot, you want to make sure that the point of impact is in the middle of the board. So if my foot is up here and I'm popping and the point of impact is here, it's going to hit here and the board's going to turn. You don't want that. You want to make sure that the follow through is kind of in the middle right here on the most roundest part of your tail, like right here. So when you pop, you want to make sure that that point of impact is right on the middle so that your board isn't doing anything crazy like this. If your foot's too far back, it could go backwards like this. If it's too far forward, you can do something like that. You want to keep it here in the middle. And for me, my foot's more on the board, but my point of impact is still in the middle. So the board goes straight up instead of turning and stuff. Because that was a problem that I had. Is that a raindrop?
So this is what happens when you have your front foot too far up. This is what happens or could happen. I'm gonna put it ridiculously high, like right on the bolts. You don't want that. Look how far my legs are. I almost died. So you don't want your foot to be too far up because you're not gonna have any room to drag your foot. You're not. And your feet are also just gonna be way too far apart. When your feet are shoulder width apart, you're at your most best balance. I said that really stupid, but you have the best balance. When your feet are like this, it's easy for you to get off balance. And you can't really land like that. It's unrealistic. All right, so now I'm gonna show you what happens if you have your back foot in different positions, what can happen.
You don't want this position. Like, look at my back foot. I don't know, for some people that might work. Depends how big your foot is, I don't know. But for me, this won't work because my point of pop is not gonna be in the middle of the board. It's gonna be somewhere over here. And that's why I keep my toes kind of towards the middle of the board whenever I do my ollie, something like this. But anyways, let's show you what happens when you do this wrong.
As you can see, the board turned a little bit, which is why it's important to keep your point of pop towards the middle of the tail, like that.
Another problem I had with my ollie is that my body would not be square with the board. So right now, as you can see, my shoulders right now are parallel with my board, like this. It's straight. And when your body is not square with your board, your body could be turned like this or something like that. And that can make your board turn and make your body turn. And you don't want to do that. You don't want that to happen. It makes learning the ollie way more frustrating than it needs to be. So just remember when you're bending down to stay over your board and keep your shoulders square and parallel with the board. You don't want to bend down and turn and do all kinds of crazy things like this, because when you come back up to pop, if your feet are in the right position, the board will go straight from the pop, but if your body's turning, it might make the board turn a little bit like this, or you might just turn and not land on the board.
My feet are in the ideal position, and I'm gonna not be square with the board. So my shoulders right now are lined up with the board. It's a straight line. I'm directly over the board. But sometimes people have the tendency to lean forward like this, or lean backwards, or even like twist their body all crazy. You don't want any of this. Don't do that. Don't do it. So this is what could happen. As you can see, I wasn't prepared to land that ollie at all. You know why? Because my body was like this.
So yeah, just make sure you're staying square with the board and staying over it, because if you don't, it can cause your board to kind of go crazy, go stupid, go crazy. That's kind of the basics of it, like the breakdown. Now I'm gonna get up and show you some actual ollieage, I guess, and I'm gonna show you where my feet actually are, and we're gonna get into things you can do to practice your ollie before you actually start trying to do it. Another thing I would say is make sure that once you get comfortable and once you do land your first ollie, make sure that you start trying to do it while moving. And after you learn how to do your ollie, try to learn the rest of your tricks while you're rolling, because I made that mistake as well, and I had to learn my tricks twice because I had to learn them stationary and then while moving. So just do yourself a favor. After you get comfortable riding around your board and after you get comfortable with an ollie, make sure that you attempt at least to learn your tricks while riding. It just makes the learning process a lot smoother. That's something I learned the hard way. Yeah. Okay, so let's get up and let's go over some steps you can do to get better at ollieing. All right, so I'm up on my feet now. I'm still very distracted by everything that's going on, and I'm very anxious about the rain. But I'm gonna try and push through with this video. So here's a practice step that you've probably seen in every single ollie tutorial, but it really helps. It helps you build muscle memory. So I really recommend that if you don't have your ollie yet, if you haven't even tried it yet, start off with this. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna just pop and drag. Pop and drag. But you're not really gonna pop. It's like a fake pop. Let me just show you. Let me show you. So here we go. I'm gonna put my feet in the position. Just like this. This is how I like my ollies to be, and sometimes I switch it up. If I'm going too fast or too slow, sometimes I have to adjust, and sometimes you're gonna have to adjust, so be prepared for that as well. My foot position might not work for you, and if it doesn't, that's okay. Just keep playing around. As long as you have the general idea of what you need to be doing, it's okay. Like, really, this should just be a base for you to start off with. Also, if you guys want to see my very first ollie, it is in the second skate progression video, and I'll link that like in the little iCard, wherever that is. I don't know what side it's on. I should probably learn that. My very first ollie is in that video, and as you can see, it wasn't very high, but it was still something. But from there, I had to do a lot of work to get it to where it is now, and it still needs work. Just prepare yourself for that. Even though you do land, you know, one ollie or two, there's still a lot more refining to do. All right, so for the drill, all you want to do is have your feet in the position, and you want to pop and drag. And you just want to do that over and over again. And the point of this is to build muscle memory and to honestly just get a little bit more comfortable doing something different on your board. You're probably not used to just going onto 2 wheels on your board. It is scary. Even when I was first learning how to do this, it was a little scary, but baby steps. We're just gonna do this over and over again. And if this is still hard for you to do, feel free to hold on to something. Like, feel free to hold on to something throughout the whole process of everything I'm telling you what to do. Just grab a fence and hold on to something.
He also used to hold on to my arm.
Yeah, I used to hold on to his hands too. So like, grab a friend, grab a boyfriend, go on a date,
Grab
hold
a
hands,
boyfriend.
grab a boyfriend. As you can see, there's a little mark here from my shoes, and this is why skater shoes get messed up all the time, because your grip tape destroys them. So get a pair of skate shoes, get a pair of shoes you don't really care about, and just rip them up. Like, go to town. If you see this, this is good. If you see your shoe shaving down, it's good. You're doing great, sweetie. You're doing great. I remember when I first started, my ankles were like so stiff, and like it did not want to roll over. So my ollies would often look like this. Like my front foot would do this. It would just go like that. So this really helps your ankle get used to kind of rolling over a little bit, and that's going to really help you for when you're learning other tricks, especially kickflips, because it's kind of like the same motion, but you're going to be flicking off and literally flicking your ankle. What do you think about doing ollies in the grass?
Ollies in the grass. I started out with that. I learned how to heel flip in the grass. So, I mean, I recommend it. It's good practice if you don't want to bust your skull. Because I doubt you want to wear a helmet. So, just do it in the grass for a second.
Too cool for helmets. Too cool for school. Like Jordan said, if you're feeling a little scared to take your ollie to the next level and start doing the actual popping and dragging all together motion, like he said, you can go to the grass. So do what you want to do. Do what feels good. Do what feels safe. Now I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to put it all together. I mean, that's really it. You're putting together that pop and you're putting together that drag. I mean, there's really no other way to do it than to just do it. So your only next option is to start putting it together. So let me show you what that would look like. All right, so look, feet are in position. This is how I like my feet. Shoulders are square with the board. And you're gonna pop and drag. And remember to bend your knees. Your board can only go as high as you bend your knees. So make sure that after the pop, you're kind of jumping. So those are the kind of things that I kind of struggled with when I was learning my ollies. Hopefully that helps you guys. Hopefully me showing you the wrong way might be able to help you figure out if you're doing it the wrong way, because sometimes showing the right way doesn't always necessarily help. So hopefully this is an okay tutorial. Like I said, I don't really feel qualified to do these tutorials because I feel like I'm not that good yet, but I did my best. Like I said, if you practice those steps, give yourself time and really practice, put in work, because you're only gonna get out what you put in. So yeah, after you do all those steps and keep practicing, you're definitely gonna have an ollie in no time. Oh, even different ollie variations. You can do fakie ollies, you can do nollies, you can do switch. Well, that's you gotta relearn that.
Yeah, okay.
But you can do other kinds of ollies. Yeah, dude. Thanks, Jordan, for recording this video. And I will see you guys in the very next video. Again, thank you for all the support you guys give my channel, all the sweet messages, and I'm gonna try my best to keep on bringing you guys good content. And yeah, I guess that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Yeah.